Hi there, good people. Let's talk about budgeting. In case you are a beginner, how do you go about budgeting your money? And by the way, budgeting is basically you planning for how best you can go about spending your money, investing your money, saving your money, you name it. Let's talk about that. And this is a very important topic because a good number of people out there, for example, have good paying jobs, or even so, they are getting profits from business, but they are struggling with regards to how best to plan their money. In case you are there, stay tuned for this entire video because I'm going to be breaking it down for you, simple way for you to understand how best to go about budgeting in a way that's very sustainable. Having said that, you are all much welcome to the Money Daily YouTube channel. My name is Afagzad Sifuna. In case you are new here, kindly consider subscribing to this channel. Subscribe because I'm out here each and every day bringing you awesome videos around business ideas, investing, and also showing you different places out there for you to see development and also how real estate looks like, how people live. Remember to subscribe. Down below, click the subscribe button for you to join the family. And also, you still add it, remember drop a like on this video. Thanks for subscribing and also liking this video. Having said that, why is it important for you to budget? Guys, it is very important for anyone out there to budget because that is like their constitution on how they go about managing their flow of money, how they manage their incomes, how they manage their expenses, how they go about investing, how they save, you name it. It is through budgeting that all this can be possible. In case, for example, even you earning, for example, out there 1 million Kenya shillings each and every month, if you don't budget your money, chances are you're going to be wasting all this entire money you're earning. Be sure you prioritize budgeting your money, and hopefully over time, things are going to work out better for you. And by the way, that is the starting point of turning around your financial life. If you don't budget, be sure you're going to be in financial distress all the time. Having said that, here are the necessary steps which you need to follow for you to be able to budget your money very well. The first step is you understanding all your incomes. Guys, it is quite fascinating how people out there, for example, make money, and even so, they don't know how much they are making on a regular basis. You could find, for example, someone out there even working 3 jobs, maybe having a business and so forth, but they don't know how much they are making. The starting point is for you to know on average, and most importantly, in case you can't be able to know to the exact cent, how much you are making with regards to incomes from all the income sources, because that's going to be the starting point of you budgeting your money. In case you can be able to know how much you are making, then be sure you can even know how much you are working with. You can't be going out there, for example, spending money. You can't be out there, for example, going to commit money to other people out there, lending people money out there, and yet you are not sure exactly how much you are making. Because even if you follow your money, don't follow your incomes, be sure chances are you are wasting good chunk of money, or even so, people out there are stealing from you. So ensure you know how much you are making, and then you're gonna have the starting basis of you knowing how best to go about spending your money, okay? And then the second, and also an important thing you need to know when it comes to budgeting is that you need to outline all your expenses to the last expense. Guys, most people out here, and also me to some extent, are actually guilty as charged. Reason being, a good number of people out there spend money without planning for it. In other words, what people out there call impromptu purchasing. You, for example, walking in a town out there, or even walking in your city, and then you see a good thing, you just purchase it. For example, you're moving around, you see a good kind of food out there, you just buy and eat it without really having planned for that. Guys, ensure you actually outline all your expenses, okay? And know clearly how much is allocated for each expenses out there. And most importantly, for you even to have the freedom to enjoy the simple pleasures of life, also have that allowance for yourself. For example, money for entertainment, okay? For example, money for purchasing your favorite fashion items and so forth. Through that, yes, you're going to be able to lead a good life and also enjoy the simple pleasures of life out there, but also in a way that's very well planned. So ensure you have a good planning for your money. Be clear with regards to what your expenses are. what you are doing with those expenses, and also to what extent you are also rewarding yourself. And through that, you can be able to know what portion of your income, for example, is going to go towards expenses. Guys, the biggest and actually the biggest tripping point is people purchasing things impromptu, okay? And then guys, the third step which you need to observe for you to be able to have proper budgeting is actually put your budget to action. Guys, it is one thing to plan, okay? And then it is another thing to act. After planning, after knowing very well your income sources, okay? After knowing very well your expenses, guys, put your budget to action. And I'm saying so because for most people out there, they are very good planners. They can plan, in fact, they can have an award-winning plan. But now when it comes to execution, that's where the challenge kicks in. Ensure you have a budget which is very actionable. Be very intentional about putting it to action, okay? Follow it to the latter. I know it won't be easy, but be sure you can start small. And guys, push yourself to the limit to ensure you follow it to the latter, because by you following what you've planned, be sure you're going to be on way to actually achieving your financial freedom. Plan for what you're going to spend, plan for your incomes, and most importantly, put it to action. And be sure through that, you're going to develop the discipline for you to be able to realize your financial freedom, okay? And then the fourth thing when it comes to budgeting is you actually not fearing to make adjustments. Look here, guys, it is one thing to plan, and then the reality is another thing. After you've planned, after you know your expenses, after you put it to action, in case you see, for example, there's very huge deviation, to give even an example, in case you realize, for example, there's room even for you to save more, ensure you adjust your budget to the benefit of what the bigger picture is, okay? Maybe you have a goal to purchase a car. Maybe you have a goal, for example, to purchase a house or a home. Why not increase the saving towards that particular item in case you see, for example, your budget allows for that, okay? Maybe there is room, for example, for you to even save more towards you purchasing your car. Ensure you make adjustments which ultimately are going to work towards you achieving the bigger goals which you've set for yourself. And by the way, the anchoring of having a budget is actually you having some goals, maybe saving, maybe purchasing an asset and so forth. So in case you have an opportunity, continue squeezing to see how best you can achieve these goals. And also, in case, for example, if worst comes to worst, maybe even your basics are hugely compromised. Maybe your expenses are off the roof, not because you're really liking to increase them, but because of situation of living. Maybe the cost of living has increased, also adjust accordingly, okay? And then guys, the fifth step towards you realizing a good budgeting practice is actually you having an accountability measure. What do I mean? In other words, how best do you keep yourself to check, okay? Guys, planning is one thing, putting into action is another thing, following to the latter is another thing, but also you need to have an accountability mechanism. It could be you holding yourself accountable, or even so, speaking about your budget to someone who you trust. In other words, whereby you can be reviewing this budget regularly to see how best you are adhering to this budget. And by the way, guys, in case, for example, you are observing your budgeting very well to the latter, you are adhering to it. Also, you could even introduce, for example, a simple reward to yourself, maybe a token for you in case you are following your budget to the latter. You know, rewarding yourself, tapping yourself to the back is like a tip to yourself to keep encouraging yourself to continue budgeting and actually following to the latter. Guys, those are the 5 essential steps which you can follow for you to be able to develop a budget and also follow it to the latter. I'm pretty sure by now you have a sense of why the budget is important, and even so, how best you can go about ensuring you observe budgeting to the latter. And by the way, guys, we are currently in a technology era. We are seeing tech advancing. We are seeing many more tools coming up out there. With that also, you don't have, for example, to have a physical book or a physical paper where you are writing your budget items. You can also have a budgeting app, for example, or a tool whereby you can be typing in to your phone, into your laptop, and then you can be able to track your budget even automatically. To give you an example, in case you have, for example, an e-wallet and an application on your phone, you can even be able to, for example, make purchases through a given application, and it's going to keep track of all your expenditures. In other words, you're using technology to assist you see how best you plan your money. What do you think about this video? Have you learned a thing or two about budgeting? If you have, remember, drop a like on this video and also join the family by subscribing, and most importantly, stay tuned for many more awesome videos out there. Cheers, guys. I look for share with you other awesome videos next time. Bye-bye, and you all take care.